think we can start. So hi everyone, my name is Ming Chen. I'm the Director of Admissions at Ben Franklin Institute of Technology. I'm the one who sent you email, text message, and invite you to this info session because I want to make sure you don't miss the opportunity to meet Dr. Gerald Elysee. He's our department chair. And especially now we are having something new in this department, and I want you to be the first one to hear. We also have our admissions team here. So what we do is Dr. Elysee is going to give his presentation. During the presentation, feel free to raise your hand, ask question. You can also put in the chat, and then we will pose and answer questions. We will also save some time at the end to do questions and answers. Okay, and now I'm going to pass, I don't have a microphone, but pass to Dr. Elysee.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Min, for the nice introduction there. As Min mentioned, my name is Gerald Elysee. I am the chair of the computer technology as well as the health information technology programs. And we have been doing a lot of exciting things with those programs, and we wanted to share them with you. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I have some PowerPoint slides that I like to go over so that we have a good understanding of the programs that we're offering now. And we, with the help of the industry, because we have industry advisory board members, right? These are people, professionals, they are interested, very interested in Benjamin Franklin Institute of Technology and its programs. And they offer to review the curricula and give us comments in terms of exactly what are some of the skills that they're looking for to hire. This is critically important, and based on that, you know, on those kind of responses, we redesign the curriculum to be more stacked. So, for example, you can start with BFIT on a START certificate program, and then that will lead you into the Associate of Science degree in computer technology, right? So overall, what we offer is a portfolio of programs, as you can see here. So you can start with a certificate in network and system support, right? And what we realize is that a lot of students, they don't want to just jumping into a regular academic program like an Associate of Science program. They want to start with the technical courses, right? So that they have a better chance to land a job, because if you have the certificate and you also have industry certification, you put those things on your resume, it's more attractive to a lot of those hiring organizations out there, and you have a better chance to get a job. Now, you know, doing your tenure at work, it may be that, you know, you have to go back and finish your Associate of Science degree, but whenever you're ready, you're not gonna lose any credits, any of the courses that you completed. You're going to get credit for them, and then you're going to move into the Associate of Science degree program and complete it. So this is why we will start with the certificate in network and system support. Network and system support is in pretty high demand nowadays because of COVID-19. A lot of people are still working remotely, right? Like we are right now, and we need employees, right? People with those kind of network skills who can actually keep the network running, so that we can actually have this kind of meeting. So and also system support has to do with computer system, information system support, right? And people need that as well. if you're having problem with your computer, for example, you can call an 800 number and get the help that you need. So these skills, they're critically important, and this is why we design a certificate around those kind of skills that they're looking for out there, right? Hiring employers are looking for, as well as software development skills too, because they are looking for people who can do programming, right? To design new tools for people to use, right? And depending on the sector that you're working on, a lot of them, they need new tools. They need to take advantage of new infrastructure that we're gonna have, design new tools so that we can then make work easier for the employees, right? So software development is another key area that we think that students can take advantage of, right? And have a great chance, a better chance of landing a job, as well as web design, multimedia. For example, let me give you a quick example with regards to department stores, right? A lot of them in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, right? A lot of them were closed. Isn't that right, Jenny? How did you do your shopping then?
Thanks to Amazon, delivered in 2 hours or 2 days.
Yeah, so you did your shopping online, isn't that right? So, but we need people who can design those websites to make them attractive, beautiful, so that more customers can actually use those web pages, right? Those websites to purchase items, and they have to be done very, very well. And these are the kind of skills that this certificate also teach, web design skills. Okay, so I have a question here. If I do the certificate of software development, then I would like to get my associate. Will I have to do the FAFSA again, or will it be the same cost for the program? That's an excellent question. What do you think, Min?
Yes, I can answer the admissions and financial question. So first, the admissions process for students who finish the certificate, moving on to associate is very easy. And then you have success coach to work with you. Success coach will talk to you and register you to move to the second year. And for financial aid, FAFSA, yes, it's yearly based. So every year you have to submit FAFSA for the next academic year. And in Massachusetts, May 1st is our state grant deadline. So we always, of course, financial office will send you like a reminder, but we should keep in mind, do FAFSA every year, do it before May 1st. And the cost, yes, for the certificate and the associate degree, the 2 years, they are the same. Right now, the tuition is $16,950 before any financial aid. Yeah, I just answered, it's $16,950 for one academic year. Before any financial aid, you can apply for FAFSA, get federal, state, and institutional aid from us to cover the cost.
Yeah, these are great questions, Kaisha. Thank you very much for jumping in and asking those questions. Right, so the certificate programs is a great way to enter college and start building your credentials, right? Because you don't want students to graduate and then they don't have sufficient credentials, right? Sometimes they only have the Associate of Science. But the certificate is attractive because you not only get the certificate in a concentration. It's not general. It's in some skills that are in high demand, such as software development, web design, network support, right? and you get a better chance of landing a job because you get those certificates. Plus, you also get the professional certification that you're gonna take the exams for. You're gonna try out the exams, and if you pass, great. You have, you know, a lot of students, they pass the certification exam, and they have that on their resume. And a lot of times, you know, employers, this is what they're looking for too. All right, so I have one more question. Did I see one? If I only apply for my associate, how much is the cost for? I think you answered that question, right?
Yep. Yep. So student can apply directly for the associate degree, and it's like a 1+1. After 1 year, you get a certificate. You just continue, and get your associate degree. The cost is the same. Right.
It's a 1+1 exactly. 1 year, you spend 1 year, you get your certificate, and then you spend another year. Well, you spend 1 year, you get certificate plus the professional certification as well, right? So you get a certificate from us, then you get certification for many industry organizations, which are in high demand out there. And then you continue for another year, then you get your associate. All right. Now, and then we have another program that we designed specially for another partner. That's the IT business analyst. So this partner was so very. Can you guys hang on a second, please?
I think, thank you for those good questions. I feel we should maybe let Gerald at least finish 1 page and then pause and ask him questions. He's still on page 1.
Also, guys, for the financial question.
Jenny, I cannot hear you clearly.
Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
No. Text me then.
No, Jenny, sorry.
Oh,
yeah, I have young kids, so.
Gerald,
all right, so I'm back. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Gerald, I told the students in the room, maybe we should let you finish 1 page, then we pose answer questions. Is that better?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, well, let's do that. We can finish because right now I'm just listing all of the program that we have right now.
Yeah,
so let's just go through it. So the IT business analyst program is because
you need to share screen.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Min.
No problem.
Thank you very much. So the IT business analyst program is a program that we designed specially for one of our partners, right? Because that organization was so impressed with Benjamin Franklin Institute of Technology that they wanted to partner with us to design a program specially for the students, and that this is the IT business analyst program. Then we of course we have the Associate of Science in Computer Technology, which is the general track, right? But after you're done with the certificate, you can go right into that last year. You can just spend the last year completing the Associate of Science degree so that you can get that particular degree. We also have the Associate of Science degree in Health Information Technology. The reason for that is because the health IT as a sector, right, is in pretty high demand right now in terms of what's going on with COVID-19 and the kind of tools that they need to fight COVID-19. They all have to do with technology as well, such as telehealth, such as electronic health records, such as health information exchange, such as clinical decision support system. This is a pretty exciting area. In addition to the Associate of Science degree in Health IT, we also have the Bachelor of Science degree in Health Information Technology as well, which is the general track. Now we partner with another organization, and we are introducing even more tracks within the Bachelor of Science degree in Health Information Technology. For example, we have a new data analytics track, which has to do with analyzing, preparing, analyzing the data that we've been collected, right? Because we've been collecting a lot of data in the health care space, and those data, they need to be prepared first, of course, right? And then analyze the data. In fact, the analysis part is very short. What takes a long time to really do is the preparation of the data. Preparation of the data set, and then you can analyze it. Then in addition to that track, we have the new public health track that we have. We're going to be offering around the Bachelor of Science in Health Information Technology. The reason for that is because of COVID-19 revealed that we have a lot of gaps in the hospitals, the public health departments. They're going to be looking for people with skills in health information technology to help them out, because what they found out during the COVID-19 is that when the hospitals send information to the public health department, the public health department's technology could not receive that information because the public health department technology, IT, is so old. And that was a big deal, because how do you design an intervention for COVID-19 if you cannot get the information? Yeah, they had to fax information and so on. Faxing is not an efficient way of doing things, and this is why the President Biden now is going to invest into that infrastructure. You heard infrastructure, right? So it's not just wood, it's also the public health IT infrastructure. They're going to invest in that very heavily. So therefore, we are offering a track within that public health as well. So this, to sum up, these are the programs that we have on the CT and Health IT as well. So they're pretty exciting, right? They align well with the right sector. For example, health information technology. They teach the skills that's going to allow you to actually land a job, such as network and system support, software development, web design, and as well as health information technology. Okay, so we can take some questions now on the first slide.
Any questions? Yes.
All right.
Okay, Kaisa, you have a question? You can unmute yourself and ask if you want to.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
Great, thank you, Keisha.
Wonderful. Thank you for your time and all these explanation. I appreciate it. So I do have a question about the program. I still want to come back to my question because I feel like I didn't understand very well your answer. So if I do want just the certificate, I know you told me the cost, and if I do want to continue for the associate degree, that would be another year, which means it would be another 1,600. But
Yes.
what if I just enroll in the associate degree? Would it just be 1,600 for the whole program, or would it be
It will
another
be
cost?
16. It will be 16,950 times 2, because the
Times 2.
16,950 is just for 1 year. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, now it makes perfect sense. Okay. All right. Thank you for answering that.
No problem.
Great.
Okay,
Thank you so
great.
much, Teresa.
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Anybody else? Does anybody else have any questions? All right, so to piggyback on Kaisa's questions and Min's answer, we're going to go to the next PowerPoint slide there, and that that will give us even a better explanation as to how the certificate program works with the Associate of Science program. All right, so I see a question here from Jasira. I already studied 4 years of computer science, great, and now I want to study 2 years of health information technology. I feel these 2 years will be a specialization. Do you think it is worth it? So she already has 4 years of computer science, right? And now she wants to study 2 years of information technology, which is excellent, right? But the computer science, so the 4 years, did you attend? Did you have the actual degree, the bachelor's degree, or? Jasira, what do you think?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. And you want to study, so you will actually have to do another bachelor's. So you will be enrolled in the Bachelor of Science. Maybe do one of those tracks, right? Maybe the data analytics tracks or the public health tracks. So which one will be?
He wants to do health information technology.
Say that again, man.
Thinks still wants to do health information technology.
All right, so, okay. Yes, the health info within the health information technology, we also have further specialization, further tracks. Is it the general track? For example, we have the Bachelor of Science in Health Information Technology, general track, and then we also have the data analytics tracks and the public health track, right? So either one will be great. Right, the general track that prepares you for any kind of position, technological position within the healthcare industry, right? And the data analytics tracks prepare you for data analytics. And also, it's kind of a general as well, because healthcare is so complex that you got to understand the context, the environment, how things work, the regulations, the procedures, some of the processes that doctors go through, so that you can help it. And this degree really prepares you for that, in addition to focusing a lot on the data analytics or the public health. All right, so either way it will be great, but I think you will start with the Bachelor of Science, and you're gonna get the credit as well for a lot of the courses that you completed in the 4 years of computer science, right? You will get a lot of credits, and you will probably just spend just another 2 years, because you already have a degree, right? You probably spend just another 2 years to actually get another Bachelor of Science in one of those tracks, whichever one you want to pursue, right? Did I answer your question, Jasira?
I can answer his last question. So because you can transfer in a lot of credits, you have the choice to do another 2 years to get our bachelor degree. Of course, if you tell us you don't care about another bachelor degree, I just want to get associate, that's fine too.
All right, so let's, any more questions?
Also, is these programs also mandatory or optional? like
What's
the one we
optional?
choose. Are these programs that you're showing us? Where are we?
These programs are all available right now at BFIT. So when students come apply, you choose anyone you like the most.
Okay.
Yeah, or if you are listening to Dr. Elysee, you want to change your major, that's fine too. We can help you too.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Excellent. Excellent question, Jamari. Anybody else? All right, great. So let's take a deep dive into how the certificate programs work with the Associate of Science in Computer Technology, the general track. Okay, now here's a list, another list of the certificate tracks that we have, right? As I mentioned before, you know, for example, the network and system support certificate, right, consists of 16 credits for the first semester, 13 credits for the second semester, right? That's a total of 29 credits. And then you get your certificate, right? So that's a year, right? So it's, for example, if you start in fall, you complete spring, 13 credits, and then you get your certificate, right? And the same thing for web design, the same thing for software development, okay? Just keep in mind that the certificates are from BFIT, they're from us. All right, so we have a message in the chat, Germany. Oh, Germany, okay. Thank you, Germany. All right, so the certificate are from us, there are opportunities to earn, as I mentioned before, industry certification. And that's a very, very nice feature of the certificate programs, right? Because you get a chance to not only to earn a certificate, you could also earn industry certification, which are in pretty high demand. And we'll talk about some of them in a few slides there. So let's move on to the next slide. The students can start at the certificate level as pathways. Yeah, well, in terms of internship, we are affiliated with a number of hospitals, not just Brigham and Women Hospital, right? We are affiliated with a lot of hospitals. In fact, completing an internship at the bachelor's level is a requirement. And we do help you to find those internships and assign those internships. It's pretty exciting the last semester to see students going to work and getting credits basically to complete the internship. That was a great question, Kaisa. What about certificate? Well, the certificate is short, right? Because the certificate is designed to focus on those core technical courses, get them out, and then you can go and try to get a job. If you don't, then you can just continue and get the Associate of Science degree. But because the certificate is so short, there isn't an internship associated with it. Right, but there are other ways as well to give you that kind of experience. It could be working on a project in your last semester, right? You work on a project and so on and so forth, and that's another good way of getting that experience. Just like you go to the internship, except it's just a project that can be designed with industry partners as well. All right. Courses completed from S1 can be stacked to those from S2 until the Associate of Science curriculum is complete, right? That's so you're not losing any credits. All of the curricula, they are designed to be integrated into to be aligned, integrated, stacked with one another. So even if you finish S1, S2, you get your certificate, all of those courses, right? You get credits for them if you continue with the Associate of Science degree. All right, so here is an example of the curriculum, right? For network and system support, right? So the first semester, which is S1, okay, S1, you will complete these courses there, CT 140, the Google IT Support Professional Certificate, which is in pretty high demand, right? You will take, and it's worth 6 credits, by the way, 6 credits, that's pretty good. But this is being taught by Google developers, right? But you know, it's online, but everything is designed by Google, and I think they know very well how IT support work, right? And this is why they design this kind of certificate. And they also help with job search and so on and so forth. So that's 6 credits. So this is just one course. You already have credentials, Google credential, Google IT support credential. It's just amazing. The second course, so now we're talking about system support, right? PC maintenance and repair, right? Which is in pretty high demand again, because of you have so many people working remotely. If I have a problem with my PC right now, right, I need somebody to kind of take a look at it remotely, and we can do that nowadays, right? We can go into, of course, with your approval, we can go into your computer and look at what's going on and repair the computer for you remotely. Sometimes it's just a software problem. So sometimes is malware, right? That's making your computer working funny. Okay, sometimes you don't even need to go anywhere. They can just download software, right? But for you right there remotely, they download software on your computer and you're good to go. CT265 networking is another course that you will need to complete in the first semester, right? Networking is very important, right? Because this is how you get data, you move data around from point A to point B and so on and so forth. So that's an important course. And then you have the Linux system administration, an important course as well for system support, how to administer the Linux system, right? The Windows system, for example, how do you administer them? You gotta know these things, and we do give you tools, application that you use in this particular course, and these are the same tools that you're going to see as well when you get out there. And also the success in CT, right? Advise you on what to do to become successful in the CT program. So this is pretty well rounded. And then after you're done with S1, you do S2, right? You do S2, then you got to take web design. Of course, everything is on the web. So if anybody is going to have credentials in network and system support, they got to know something about the web, right? So therefore, you got to take web design 1, then Windows system administration, which is pretty popular nowadays, right? This is Windows Server, basically, right? Which is being used a lot in a lot of those organizations out there, and we show you how to administer, how to add users to it, and so on and so forth, right? Then you take the CT213, which is the second PC maintenance and repair course, And if you pass those certification exam, then you get your certification. And then of course we have the CT 267, which is networking 2. And remember, the certificate is about network. So therefore, networking 2 is pretty well aligned with the certificate. So if you complete those 2 semesters, then you get your certificate, right? And then if you want to continue, sorry about that. There you go. Then if you want to continue, then you get into what you need to do, what else you need to do, what else you have remaining for the Associate of Science degree, basically, right? So you will spend S3 and S4, which is, just another year, and then you get your Associate of Science degree. All right. So as you can see, S3 is mostly general education courses such as 130, English 130, 320, technical communication, career seminar, math, humanities, and then you have the CT 277, which is about topics that prepares you for the employment, to make sure that you are ready for employment, right? Topics in network support system, employment readiness, that's CT 277, right? So this is kind of, I know earlier we asked about internship for the certificate, right? So this gives you that kind of experience as well, right? Discussing the topics, what you need to do to make yourself even more employable, okay? And then you spend your last semester, CT 265, EN 140, CT 69, so on and so forth. And then that will wrap up the Associates of Science degree. All right, so in addition to that, let me cover one more slide, because we're gonna talk about industry certification, which is also a big part of the certificate program, right? Industry certification. So as you can see, there are opportunities to earn certification programs, right? Certification. If you successfully pass certification exam, then you will earn those kind of certification, right? This one you're already done. But once you complete the courses, right, you're going to get your certificate here, right? Your Google IT support certificate, which is pretty exciting, right? But for CT 212, in order for you to get the CompTIA for the network and support system, you got to pass that exam, and then you got to pass that core 2 here at the bottom. You got to pass both, and then you get your certification. And you also have opportunity for the networking as well, to get industry certification in networking, right? So after you finish CT 65, I mean, in the last week, right, you can try out and see if you can pass this type of networking, right? But if if it happens that you don't pass, it's okay. It's okay. Remember, the more you take it, the better you get. It's not, I'm just gonna take it and I'm expected to pass doing the first try. If you do, it's great. If you don't, it's okay, because there are other chances. In fact, most of our students, they try once, that they don't pass. The reason for that is because they're not used with the exam, right? So they try it once, okay, but once they get used to it, they try it again, and then this is when they pass. All right. So it's critically important, right, that we got to keep that in mind, so that we don't stress ourselves out. Oh, I didn't. It's okay. You take it the second time, the third time. The idea is not to give up, because the more you take it, the better you get at it, right? And eventually you're just going to pass. Okay. So with all this certification, after you're done with the certificate program, you're going to amass a number of certification that you can put on your resume, and it's going to look very, very good. In terms of the roles for work, the job roles, right? The titles will be entry-level computer support specialists, right? Again, this is the network and system support certificate program, and the appropriate titles, the appropriate roles will be entry-level computer support specialist, entry-level network support specialist, PC maintenance, right? If you like to do things with your hands and also get into computers remotely, diagnose the computers remotely, download software remotely, and of course, help desk technician, entry-level system administrator. These are the kind of roles that you will get for the network and system support certificate. All right. So I'm going to stop there and see if anybody has any questions for me.
I got a good question from Kesa again, and then she asked whether the classes are all online, what the schedule, like whether the classes are during daytime or at night.
Yeah, that is an excellent question. So we are currently online, and we have to see, in order to bring those courses back, some of them back to face-to-face. We have to make sure that the public health department is give us the go ahead, the Department of Education, and so on and so forth. But right now we are fully online, so which means that those courses, they can be delivered online very, very efficiently, right? And also giving you the simulation that in terms of the labs as well. We have simulation programs that simulate, the face-to-face type of lab activities that we are familiar with. But yeah, they can be delivered online, synchronously during the day, and some of them may be at night, right? So it's pretty flexible right now. Okay, that's a great question, by the way. Kaisa, all right. Yeah, thank you, man. The time is just flying. Does anybody else have any questions? All right, so let's move on to the next certificate here, right? The web design stack certificate. Follow the same structure as the network support, right? S1, S2. Then you get your certificate with industry certification, and if you want to continue, then you do the S3 and S4, and then after that you get your Associate of Science degree. And what is so attractive about these certificates is that after you do the S3 and S4, you not only get the certificate, you get industry certification as well, plus your Associate of Science. So if you want to specialize in web design, it's gonna show. It's gonna show on your certificate, right? But for example, if you just go into the general track, you're just gonna get an Associate of Science degree. There is no specialization, right? But if you take the route of the certificate program, after you graduate, you not only get the certificate that shows your specialization, you also get the industry certification as well. Plus, you still get your Associate of Science degree. All right, and the web design is the same as well, right? And then you have the roles, multimedia, web designer, web analyst, and so on and so forth. This kind of roles that you will get for web design, for the web design field, right? The third certificate is the software development, right? Same structure right? It is stacked. You don't lose anything. You don't lose any credits, right? You just continue. If you want to pursue the Associate of Science degree, you can do that in S3S4, right? But once you graduate with the Associate of Science, you not only have the Associate of Science, you also have something that shows your specialization. Something that shows your specialization, that would be the certificate. And then plus the industry certification credential that you will gain from taking those certification exam that I mentioned, right? The Google IT, the introduction program, Java certification, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then of course, these are the roles, right? The jobs that you will get once you complete the certificate. You can try out those roles, and also once you complete the Associate of Science, you can also try entry-level software developer, right? So let's say you didn't go to the certification route, you went straight to the Associate of Science, right? It would be hard to get some of those roles because your Associate of Science degree is not going to show any specialization. But if you go through the certificate route, the certificate pathway, right, to get to the Associate of Science, after you graduate, your certificate is going to show software development certificate, right? You put that on your resume, you get a better chance of getting a job because you have software developer on your credential, on one of your credentials. So it's about building credentials as well, right? Because once you build the credentials, then you have a better chance of getting a job there. All right. So this is just the certificate programs that we have that works with the Associate of Science degree. All right. Any questions on this? All right. So let's move along to the health IT, right? I do have a couple of slides I want to go through very, very quickly there, right? So just remember one thing as we're starting this presentation, just remember that the healthcare industry is going through a dramatic transformation, right? So we have moved from paper-based system to computer-based system, basically, right? And they need people who can actually maintain those complex systems, make them usable for the doctors as well, right? And improve on those systems as well, right? So remember the old days of, writing things on paper, writing prescription on paper. They don't do that anymore. So it's all about computerized, database, networking, health information exchange, clinical decision support system. I'm sure you guys heard. Am I sharing this? Oh, I'm sorry. All right. And I'm sure you guys heard about AI as well, right? So but we're going through a dramatic transformation, moving away from the old ways of doing things to new ways, using computers, using IT, and so on and so forth, right? And because of that, they need people who understand technology, right? For example, my daughter, when I have a problem with my phone, my daughter is doing, Dad, why don't you try this? This is quicker. And I'm like, how do you know this? Because the kids, the young adults, right? It's natural for them. It's just natural. And these are the kind of people they're looking for out there as well in the healthcare industry. So the healthcare industry by nature is already specialized, right? Because it's a specialized sector, but you can drill down even further and offer more sub-specialization, right? So there's a growth in hiring demand, right? 22% nationally by 2022, and of course in Massachusetts, where you have a lot of hospitals, right? The growth is even higher, 26%. All right, so this is a pretty exciting time for the healthcare industry because Obama invested $35 billion. I mean, President Obama did that, right? He passed a law that provided $35 billion to start the health IT field, right? And now President Biden is going to continue that, by the way, and because we have to improve not just the hospitals, we also have to improve the public health infrastructure, because the public health infrastructure lack a lot. And the kind of fight that we wanted to do, the kind of intervention we wanted to do for COVID-19, we couldn't do them well because they don't have the infrastructure. They never invested in the public health IT infrastructure. And now they're going to be doing that. So, and they're going to need people to do that as well. Okay. All right, so here's the problem. There are not a whole lot of people with the right kind of FIT skills to fill those new positions. So therefore, we created the BS in FIT technology and also the AS, and now we have those two new tracks, right? The data analytics tracks as well as the public health track, which is critically important as well, right? So skills you will learn in HealthIT, Health Information Technology, right? You're going to learn electronic health records, which is really like a database, right? And then you're going to learn how to move the data from different databases or to different hospitals. In fact, the government requires hospitals nowadays to share the patient health information. Of course, you need consent from the patient in order for you to do that, but that's the requirement. So the hospitals, they have to create the network. They have to establish the network in order for them to do that kind of exchange, right? Computer networking, healthcare databases, security is also, a big problem. You guys heard about ransomware. With the gas pipeline there, in Georgia and all of those states, they got impacted. Well, the healthcare organization, they get impacted all the time with ransomware. You just don't hear a lot about it, right? So they got to do something about it. They need people to fix those problems, right? Implementation, they need people who can implement the project, the best practices, right? And they need people who can also manage all of those things. So the other skills that you're going to learn will be medical terminology, medical coding, and so on, right? Job opportunities, in addition to the internship, when you during your last semester, you're going to complete an internship, right? To give you that better chance of landing that full-time position, right? But the job opportunities exist in all kind of hospitals, including the VA hospital, right? The vendors, the developers, the FIT vendors, they're hiring as well. Implementers, they look for implementers. These are people with those special kind of skills. They have the technology skill, the FIT skills, and plus they know how to work with the doctors, right? So that they can transfer the doctor's requirements to the vendors. Because if you don't get the doctor's requirements, after everything is done, the doctors are not gonna like it. They're gonna say, wait a minute, you didn't get me involved. You didn't even get my requirements. How do you know what I want, right? What I wanted. So therefore, they need people with those kind of combined skills, do multiple skills to get in there and help us out. And then job opportunities, medical groups as well, right? The clinics, your PCP, right? Because they all have to meet the regulation. If the regulation says that you got to use CDSS now, then you have to do that. If the regulation says you got to do data analytics, then you have to do that. If the regulation says you got to work with the public health department better, So the public health department now, they have to modernize the system in order for them to receive, to communicate with the hospital, to receive the data that the hospitals are sending, which right now they can't receive, right? Of course, the health insurance, they call them the payers, is another organization that needs people with have IT skills. You got the government, you have the medical device companies, you got the consulting. I mean, you have so many organizations. It's just pretty exciting because while it's complex, you got to learn things every day, but there are so many opportunities there. So it's already 2 o'clock. I want to stop there, right? And sorry, I went over a little bit and try to take some questions. Do we have any question, Min?
There's no question in chat. If you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask. Oh. No question.
All right. Well, please share my contact information. If anybody has any question, they can email me directly, right?
I'm going to put in the chat.
Yes. Yeah, that's an excellent idea.
I'm also going to put our admissions contact email. And then your admissions counsel, and then you can also just send your admissions counsel email if you have any questions.
Oh, and
Yep.
Miss, have you been getting my emails? I don't know if you have, but about a couple of weeks ago, I sent my immunization records.
Oh, okay. For a specific one, can I get back to you?
All right.
Okay. I will get back to you after this session is over. Jimani Allen. Any questions for Dr. Elysee? No? Okay.
Well, thank you for your time. This was great.
Yeah, thank you.
I love to talk about the different programs that we have. Thank you very much, man, and everybody else.
Thank you.